361 Roman Emperor Constantius II dies at Mopsocren en route to put down his general and cousin Julian, whose troops had proclaimed him Augustus. 644 The second Muslim caliph, Umar ibn al-Khattab, is injured in an assassination attempt in Medina by Lulu, an enslaved Persian captive. The caliph dies 4 days later. In 1492, Peace of Étaples signed between Henry VII of England and Charles Roman VIII of France, ending an English invasion of France and French support for the Yorkist pretender Perkin Warbeck. Columbus discovers Dominica 1493. Christopher Columbus first sights land on his second voyage, the island of Dominica in the Windward Islands. In 1527, Ferdinand of Austria and Bohemia chosen as King of Hungary. In 1529, first sitting of the Reformation Parliament in London. Act of Supremacy 1534, English Parliament passes the Act of Supremacy, making Henry Roman VIII and all subsequent monarchs the head of the Church of England. Drake arrives at Ternate 1579. Francis Drake arrives at Ternate in the East Indies and makes a trade treaty with the Sultan of Ternate, buys a cargo of cloves. Emperor Jahangir 1605. Jahangir ascends to the throne as Mughal Emperor of India at Agra, a week after the death of his father Akbar. In 1620, Great Patent granted to Plymouth Colony. In 1640, English Long Parliament forms. In 1655, England-France sign military, economic treaties. In 1656, Treaty of Vilnius, Russia-Poland sign anti-Swedish covenant NS. In 1676, Kara Mustafa succeeds Ahmed Kiprulu as Turkish Grand Vizier. Treaty of Interest 1716, treaty signed ending the Polish Civil War between the Tanagar W Confederates and Saxon forces led by Augustus Roman II. Tsar Peter the Great's influence and support for Augustus Roman II leads to the Silent Sejm and Russian involvement. 1. In 1760, Battle of Torgau, Saxony, Prussia defeats Austria. In 1762, Britain-Spain sign Treaty of Paris. In 1762, Spain acquires Louisiana. In 1783, John Austen, a footpad turned murderer, is the last to be publicly hanged at London's Tyburn Gallows. In 1791, Battle at Wabash, Indians assault General St Clair, 637 soldiers killed. Execution of Olympe de Gouges 1793, French playwright, journalist and feminist Olympe de Gouges is guillotined. In 1794, French troops conquer Maastricht. John Adams elected. 1796, John Adams elected as second President of the United States of America. Battle of Vyazma 1812, French Napoleonic armies defeated at Vyazma by Russian force commanded by General Miloradovich. In 1813, U.S. troops under General Coffa annihilate the Red Stick Creek Indian village at Tallahassee, Alabama. In 1817, first permanent bank in British North America, the Bank of Montreal, founded. In 1820, Cuenca Sancho Arner de los Ríos de Cuenca, Ecuador, declares independence. In 1838, the Times of India, the world's largest circulated English-language daily broadsheet newspaper, is founded as the Bombay Times and Journal of Commerce. In 1839, First Opium War, 2 British frigates engage several Chinese junks. In 1839, Palace of Gulhane Turkey, freedom of religion proclaimed. In 1848, Johan Thorbeckes revises the Constitution of the Netherlands. In 1856, a British fleet bombards Canton. On Translating Home, 1860, poet and critic Matthew Arnold begins his series of lectures on translating home as Oxford Professor of Poetry at Oxford University. In 1861, Battle of Port Royal, fort in Port Royal Sound, South Carolina, begins. Union victory, U.S. Civil War. In 1862, battle until the 5th November between gunboats at Bayou Teche, a waterway in Louisiana. In 1863, Battle of Grand Coteau in southwestern Louisiana in the American Civil War. Battle of Mentana 1867, Battle of Mentana. French and Papal state troops defeat Italian volunteers led by Giuseppe Garibaldi. In 1868, John Willis Menard from Louisiana is elected the first black U.S. congressman. Opposition to his election means he never sits in Congress. Ulysses S. Grant elected 1868. Ulysses S. Grant R wins U.S. presidential election over Horatio Seymour D. In 1869, Canada S. Hamilton Football Club forms. In 1874, James Theodore Hawley, elected Bishop of Haiti. In 1883, American Old West, self-described Black Bart the poet gets away with his last stagecoach robbery, but leaves an incriminating clue that eventually leads to his capture. In 1883, race riots kill 4 blacks in Danville, Virginia. In 1883, U.S. Supreme Court decides federal courts have no jurisdiction over Native American Tribal Council ex parte Crow Dog. In 1885, Tacoma vigilantes drive out Chinese, burn their homes, businesses. In 1886, Friars of Tilburg arrives on Curaçao. In 1888, Concertgebouw Orchestra debuts in the Concertgebouw, Amsterdam, under the baton of founding conductor Willem Kess. In 1889, Chaplain Aria NS founds First Roman Catholic Workers Group. Coronation of Menelik Roman II. 1889, Menelik Roman II is crowned Emperor of Ethiopia at the Church of Mary on Mount Toto. In 1896, J.H. Hunter patents portable weighing scales. In 1896, Martha Hughes Cannon of Utah elected first female state senator in the U.S. Jeffries vs. Sharkey. 1899, World Heavyweight Boxing Champion James J. Jeffries retains title, beats Irishman Tom Sharkey on points in 25 rounds at Coney Island Athletic Club, Brooklyn, Nick. In 1900, first U.S. automobile show opens at Madison Square Garden, NYC. In 1903, Colombia grants independence to Panama. Election of interest. 1903, Giovanni Giolitti becomes Prime Minister of Italy, a progressive liberal. He will hold his post through most of the next decade and introduce social, agrarian, and labor reforms. Amnesty for political prisoners. 1905, Tsar Nicholas Roman II of Russia signs a document of amnesty for political prisoners. In 1906, International Radio Telegraph Conference in Berlin selects the SOS distress signal as the worldwide standard for help. In 1914, first modern